Hey everyone, James Martin here. So, recently, one of the short films that I've been working on, called Becoming One of Them, just received an award for Best Zombie Film. So, this is really, really exciting, of course, and what it showed me was just how much work and effort goes into a movie in just the hopes that you could win an award. Now, this is just one award. We did win a couple others, stuff like Best Makeup, Best Short Film, and stuff like that. We did send to dozens of film festivals. We didn't really win any awards from them. Maybe we got nominated for stuff. There are some festivals where we didn't win any awards at all, which is fine. You don't really make movies for the sake of awards, but they're really, really nice accolades and give more credibility to the movies you make. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is I wanted to go over a few things on what we did to make this movie and basically give you an idea as to some of the things you've been working on to make an award-winning short film. Now, I want to disclose that this does not guarantee you will make an award-winning movie. However, this will definitely help increase your chances on making a smoother production, having a better story, and overall just making a much better movie, which is why I'm here. I love helping filmmakers to make better movies and have a very successful career. So the first advice that I can give you is create a story that's within your limitations. So what I mean by is make sure that you have a script that you know is doable. And trust me, I have to keep reminding myself of this over and over and over again. Because the reality is we can't always make these movies. We can't always do fantasy, we can't always do sci-fi, we can't always have big explosions or big effects and big this and big that. Focus on making a story that you know can be made within your limitations. So think very carefully about the resources you have. So you might have to sort of take off your creative hat and put on your logistics or your producer's hat for a bit. Take a walk around your neighborhood. Who do you know? And especially, who do you know really well that could sort of help you in making a movie? Are there anyone that you know that you can ask to shoot in their business or shoot in their store? Is there anyone that could sponsor your projects? Is there anyone that can lend you a costume, a prop, makeup? It doesn't matter. See what you can do. What connections do you have? What resources do you have in order to make your movie? Do you have access to a grant? Do you have access to crowdfunding and Kickstarter? Can you do stuff like that? Are you confident that you can go up to different buildings and different companies and ask for some sort of collaboration? Because that was one of the things that I was comfortable with when it came to Becoming One of Them. We wanted to shoot in a couple different businesses. One of them was a baby store, one of them was a restaurant, and I was very comfortable in approaching different baby stores and different restaurants and just asking them, like, hey, is it all right if we shoot in your business? The ones we worked with were very excited to be working on the project, and thankfully they allowed us to shoot on their property. And of course, we made sure that we were clean, we were respectful, we were there on time, we left on time, and when we did leave, the place was spotless. We had a great relationship. We collaborated with a hotel so that we could sleep overnight in a hotel so we can continue shooting early the next day. We collaborated with a gym so we had rehearsal space. We collaborated with a house owner so that we could shoot in their house. So this was something I was very comfortable with and had no problems doing. And then, of course, one of the scenes took place in a park, so we were easily able to find a park place to shoot. The people that we knew were well connected so that they can even find us more resources. So make sure that when you're either writing a script or you're looking at scripts to make sure that it's very important that you know ahead of time whether something is something that you can sort of relatively do or find within reason the people or resources to make that happen. The second tip is don't be afraid to ask for favors. You're going to be asking for a lot of favors, whether it's for collaboration, working for free, asking for sponsorships. It's going to happen. And the main advice I can suggest is try and, if you're going to ask a favor from someone, make sure you're very aware of their perspective. So if you're going to ask someone to, say, work on your movie for free for a couple days, ask yourself what's in it for them. They should get a free copy of the movie. They should be fed and have plenty to drink. If they have to come from a long way away for your shoot, are you providing transportation? Because that would help. And if they're transporting themselves, are you going to reimburse them for transportation? Because that would certainly help a lot too. Are you going to provide lodging or compensate them for lodging if they have to sleep overnight? So really think about from their perspective. That's why I'm very comfortable at collaborating with different businesses, because I can provide enough value to them in return for helping me out. And if you want to know how you can collaborate with other businesses, I do have a video on that, which I'll put in the cards and the description down below, so you can go check that out. But don't be afraid to ask for favors, but just make sure that you have a very appropriate and clean way how you can approach everyone to ask for favors, and make sure that it's a win-win scenario for everyone. The next thing is make sure you ask for people who know what they're doing. I've worked with many different individuals who are very kind and will show up and will work hard to just help, but may not necessarily know exactly what they're doing. And asking for favors is one thing, and if someone's going to help you out, that's great, but you also need to make sure you have people who know what they're doing, because otherwise, yes, it's extra help, but it's not really going to help. So what can you do with people who don't have particular skills but just want to help out? Well, they can still help clean, they can still help move things around, they can unload and reload trucks and cars. If you need to guide traffic, they can guide traffic. They can help make sure that garbage is cleaned up. They can help with passing out food. They can help with passing out water. They can help bring chairs, bring coffee, that sort of deal. There's plenty of jobs that they can do. Maybe they're comfortable with driving, so can they just help with transportation? That would be a massive help. Look up a local Facebook group and just ask, hey, we're looking for a cinematographer, a sound recordist, a production designer, an editor. Doesn't matter. Look around. Do your work, do your due diligence and research. Make sure that these are experienced people. See if they can either work for whatever budget you have for them, or you may just need to pay them up front, which you got to be able to figure out what those choices are going to be and be prepared for answering that question. But it's really important that you do find people who are skilled at the task that you need them to perform. We were very, very fortunate where we had a lot of people who knew exactly what they were doing and can just execute the job without even being told what to do. Finally, don't be afraid to push your story. And what I mean by that is, no matter what you do, whether it's the writing, the shooting, the editing, or just finally putting everything together and mixing, don't be afraid to try and add more details to your story. Be very, very careful. Make sure you're not messing around with something and making it more confusing than what it already is. But what extra details can you add in there? Be very thoughtful. Don't just, for instance, if you're working with music, don't just slap music in there, but be really mindful about, okay, what could I do to maybe add some more subtext into a scene? What can I do to add more emotions to a particular moment? What can I do to emphasize a certain part? I remember even when we were editing the movie, we were all trying to think of extra details that we can add to emphasize certain moments, whether it's to make something feel faster or slower, scarier, more romantic, and just look for extra details. Please don't just settle down and just, okay, well, it's going to be edited, then we'll just slap some music in, slap some text, and, we'll call it a day. The movie isn't done until it's gone through distribution. So whether it's a premiere, whether it's a festival, whether it's on DVD, it doesn't matter. You're always going to work on that movie and make sure it's the absolute best it can possibly be until you have to deliver the movie. That's the key thing. So try and think of extra details that you can add to your movie. And with that, guys, I hope this video helped you out. If it did, you know the rules. Please make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more content. Lots of great videos every single month. And listen, if you have any advice on how to make an award-winning short film, post it down in the comments. I'd be very curious to hear what you guys say. So with that, good luck with your movies, guys, and I'll see you next time.